So today we'll be talking about chromosomes, and for that let's start. So the parts of the chromosomes can have different parts, and here we see we have the centromere, the arms of the chromosomes, telomere, and satellites. So let's start talking about the centromere. So the centromere of the chromosome is the part that the chromosome has between or from the chromosome to the centromere. And according with this, we can classify chromosomes in different chromosomes. So telocentric, acrocentric, submetacentric, and metacentric. So the metacentric chromosomes, they have the centromere near or at the midpoint. So both arms are equal, short and long arm. Then submetacentric, when the centromere is located slightly away from the midpoint so that the arms are unequal. It forms arms of different size. So we have short arms here and long arms here. In the case of acrocentric chromosomes, these chromosomes are row-shaped chromosomes where centromere is towards to one end, as you see right here. So the chromosome has very short arms and very long arms. Then we have the telocentric, rod-shaped, and the chromosomes with centromere at one end, and it forms just one long arm. So the telocentric doesn't have short arms. So now the other part of the chromosomes. So you can see here we have the arms of the chromosomes here, 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 and here. So these are the portion of chromatids between the chromosome and the centromere. The telomeres, these are repetitive stretches of DNA located at the end of the chromosome. But these parts are important because they will protect the chromosome from um, losing genetic material. So in many cells, telomeres will lose a bit of their DNA every time that they reproduce or the cell divides. Eventually, when all the telomere of DNA is gone, the cell cannot replicate anymore and dies. The satellite is the secondary constriction and is not present in all the chromosomes. So homologous chromosomes. The homologous chromosomes, one comes from the mother, one comes from the father, and when they replicate, they will have a sister chromatid. The homologous chromosomes, they will carry the same information. They are similar to each other, but they are not identical. So they have the same size and shape and the same organization with the same position of the centromere. But the genes are similar and they have the same position, but the version of the gene may be different. So for example, here we have the gene, the eye color. One version could be brown eyes, another version could be blue eyes. But in both cases, we are talking about color, eye color. So the homologous chromosomes, as I say, they are not identical, but they are similar to each other because of the size, shape, and the same type of genes that they have, but the information is it might be different. The allele. So it is one or two more versions of the genes. So an individual can inherit two alleles from each gene, and it will codify the same trait, but not necessarily the same color. For example, same the color eyes, but not the same color of the eyes. And they will affect the expression, so the phenotype, the physical appearance of an individual or in a particular trait. So we have homozygous and heterozygous chromosomes. The homozygous chromosomes, as you see here, they have the same gene. So capital V, or lowercase b, lowercase b. But the heterozygous, they have two genes, two versions of the genes. One is capital V or pink here, and one is lowercase b or yellow. The number of chromosomes. So it varies according to the cell and is specific to each organism. So we have diploid cells and haploid cells. So diploid cells are the cells that they have in the humans 46 um, chromosomes, and the haploid cells they have half of that, meaning half of diploid cells. In our case, or in human, will be 23. So diploid cell or two end cells, they have two sets of chromosomes. All the cells, all the chromosomes except the non-sex, the sex chromosomes are in this group. So they are called non-sex cells or somatic cells. And then haploid cells, these contain one set of chromosomes. In the life of many animals are sperms and eggs, and they are called sex cells, and they have haploid number of chromosomes. In humans, this is 23 chromosomes. Then the autosomes and sex chromosomes. So autosomes chromosomes are all the chromosomes that have an homologous pair. There is an exception, that's the sex chromosomes, because sex chromosomes do they not have unless this is a woman. So because of that, they are not autosomal chromosomes. They do not have an homologous. If you see men, they have X and Y chromosomes, so that is not an homologous chromosomes. So from number 1 to number 22 pair of chromosomes, they are called autosomes. And the number 23, the pair number 23, it is the sex chromosomes. Determination of the sex. The baby is going to be a man or a woman. But if you see, guys have X and Y, but women have just XX. So the one that can determine or change the sex of the baby is the dad, the man, because he has X and Y. So Y will be a boy, X will be a girl. Women always will provide an X chromosome, never a Y. So that's why just men can determine the sex of the baby.